You argue with people who will never understand you. You waste your breath on minds already closed. Your peace dies in conversations that never needed to happen. You replay their words at night. You craft perfect comebacks in the shower. You spend energy on people who are not even thinking of you. Today you will learn the Stoic rule that ended arguing for the wisest emperor in history. By the end, you will see difficult people differently forever. Marcus Aurelius ruled the Roman Empire for 19 years. He commanded armies, judged disputes, and faced betrayal almost daily. Yet he refused to argue. Senators schemed against him. Generals questioned him. Family members disappointed him. And still he never wasted his breath defending himself. Most people think he stayed silent because he was powerful. The truth is the opposite. He understood something deeper about human nature. He wrote in his private journal a simple line: "Remember, when you wake, that you will meet difficult people today. Expect it. Accept it." This was not surrender. This was strategy. The Stoic emperor saw arguing as a trap for the weak mind. He knew that arguing rarely changes anyone. It only drains the calm of the person who knows better. So he refused to play. But the Stoics took this even further than acceptance. They built an entire mental practice around it, a practice you can use tomorrow. Epictetus, born a slave and crippled in body, taught this same truth. He said no one can be hurt without their own consent. When someone insults you, the insult is just sound. The wound only appears when you pick it up. Most people pick it up immediately. Marcus Aurelius learned this lesson early. Every morning he reminded himself who he would meet: the arrogant, the ungrateful, the proud, the dishonest. Not to hate them, not to avoid them, but to expect them, because what we expect cannot disturb us. This is the part most people never realize. Difficult people are not the problem. Your surprise at their behavior is the problem. When you stop expecting people to be reasonable, their unreasonableness stops shaking you. You become solid. You become unshakable. The Stoics called this the inner citadel, a mental fortress inside you. Walls no insult could cross, a peace no person could steal. Imagine standing inside that fortress while someone yells at the gate. You hear them, you see them, but they cannot enter. This is how Marcus Aurelius governed an empire without losing his mind, not by silencing critics, by becoming uncrossable. Now imagine applying this exact practice tomorrow at work. The coworker who provokes you, the relative who criticizes you, the stranger who tests you. You no longer need to win the argument. You no longer need to be understood. You only need to remain inside your fortress. The Stoics had a precise way of describing what arguing actually is. They said it is two opinions colliding, two egos defending themselves. No mind opens during an argument. No truth gets transferred. Both people leave more convinced of what they already believed. So Marcus Aurelius asked a different question, not how do I win, but what does this person need that I cannot give? Usually the answer was simple. They needed to be right. They needed to feel powerful. They needed to discharge their pain. He realized arguing with them was like fighting a drowning person. They were not attacking him. They were grabbing for anything to hold. This is when his entire approach changed. He stopped seeing difficult people as enemies. He started seeing them as suffering. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "They cannot help being what they are. To be angry at them is to be angry at fire for burning." You do not argue with fire. You step back. You let it burn itself out. You protect what matters. The mental shift is enormous. You stop fighting and start observing. You stop reacting and start understanding. You stop bleeding energy. Seneca discovered something even more powerful within this practice, a daily exercise that takes only a few minutes. Each morning, picture the most difficult person in your life, not to dread them, to prepare for them, to choose your response in advance. The Stoics called this premeditatio malorum, a simple negative visualization. You imagine the friction before it arrives. When it then arrives, you are not surprised. You are not destabilized. You are already wearing your armor. This is how you stop arguing without becoming a doormat. You meet difficulty with prepared calm. You meet pressure with quiet strength. Now here is the practical method. 3 steps. Use it for 1 full week. Step 1. Each morning, name one difficult person you may face today. Picture their typical behavior clearly. Step 2. Decide in advance how you will respond. Not react, respond. Choose your posture before they choose theirs. Step 3. When the moment comes, remember Marcus Aurelius. Ask quietly inside, is this worth my peace? Most of the time, the answer is no. And in that no, you find your power. You find your freedom. Comment one word below if you've ever argued with someone who would never change. Just one word. Enough. Share which difficult person in your life drains you most. The work rival, the family member, the constant critic. The fact that you are still here tells me something. You are tired of the same exhausting pattern. You are ready for something deeper. Let us go further. Most people fail at this practice for one reason only. Their ego refuses to lose. The ego believes silence equals weakness. It believes walking away equals defeat. It begs you to defend yourself. But Marcus Aurelius understood that the strongest position is rarely the loudest. Real power has no need to prove itself. Look at any truly powerful person you admire. They rarely argue. They rarely explain. They simply continue. This is why traditional advice fails. People tell you to win debates, to have better comebacks, to always respond. The Stoic path is the opposite. You win by refusing to play. You rise by stepping back. You grow by going inward. Picture this scene at your office. A coworker challenges you publicly. Old you would defend, justify, escalate. New you takes one breath, hears them fully, responds in one calm sentence, then returns to the work. Picture this scene at home. A family member starts a familiar criticism. Old you would explain yourself for hours. New you nods, listens, says thank you, and changes the subject. The argument they wanted never appears. Picture this scene in traffic. Someone cuts you off. Old you boils for the next hour. New you remembers what Marcus Aurelius wrote. They cannot help being what they are. You release them in 3 seconds. Picture this scene in anger. Someone says something deeply unfair. Old you would have replayed it for days. New you steps inside the inner citadel. The words hit the walls. The walls do not flinch. This is what the Stoics promised. Not a life without difficult people, a life unbothered by them. But the deeper wisdom is this. When you stop arguing, you start seeing. You see who people really are. You see their patterns. You see their pain. You see what they are really asking for into the words. Some of them you will keep close with new boundaries. Some of them you will quietly distance. Some you will simply forgive in silence. This is the long transformation Marcus Aurelius lived. Not detachment from people. Mastery over your reaction to them. The Stoic mind is not a wall. It is a fortress with windows. You see everything. You let in nothing harmful. Over months, this practice changes who you are. People sense it. They cannot bait you. They cannot drain you. You become the calm one in every room, the steady one in every storm, the unshakable presence in every conflict. This is the deepest reward. Not winning arguments, outgrowing the need for them entirely. Here is the universal truth this comes down to. You cannot control what people say. You can only control what enters you. You cannot stop difficult people from existing. You can only choose to stop arguing with them. Your peace was never in their words. It was always in your response. Marcus Aurelius governed millions while staying inside his fortress. You only need to govern one life, yours. So here is your challenge. For the next 7 days, refuse one argument every single day. Walk away, stay silent, or respond with one calm sentence. Tonight, before you sleep, write down the name of one person you will not argue with tomorrow. Decide your response now. In the morning, read that name. Picture them. Picture yourself unmoved. Carry that picture into your day. By day 7, something will have shifted. You will feel lighter, steadier, stronger. You will feel like Marcus Aurelius felt. Not because the difficult people changed, because you no longer needed them to. If this gave you one moment of clarity, leave the word fortress below. It tells me you are ready for deeper Stoic practices. Subscribe to Stoic Mind Reset. Every video gives you one ancient tool for one modern problem, one mind at a time. You came here tired of arguing. You leave knowing you never had to. The difficult people were never the prison. The argument was, and the door was always open. You only needed an emperor to show you how to walk through it. The unshakable mind is not born. It is built, one refused argument at a time. Welcome to the path. For the next 7 days, refuse one argument per day. Each night, Write down the name of one person you will not argue with tomorrow and decide your calm response in advance. In the moment, ask silently, "Is this worth my peace?" Walk away, stay silent, or reply with one calm sentence, then return to your inner fortress.